Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yes, it has been a long-awaited process that I've been stalling on, but it ends tonight. So, I want to introduce myself. My name is Aaliyah, and we are going to be embarking on a makeup journey. Now, for the purpose of this channel, yes, we're going to primarily focus on makeup, but also do like everyday things, what I do in the day, little trips that I take, throughout my life, because life is a journey, for all of us. So yeah, so let's get into it. Now for today, for the look that I'm going for, I'm going to do a dramatic look on one side and a natural everyday look on the other side. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so now for the first thing that we're going to do is typically what I do before I get any makeup started is I like to wash my face, get all the impurities off of my skin, and then I like to go in with a moisturizer and prep my skin for what I'm going to do. Then after that, I'm going to use our primer, and for today we're going to use Morphe's foundation primer. I don't typically wear foundation, but for you guys I gladly will wear foundation. So I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit on my hand. There you go. And I'm going to take some and I'm just going to swatch some on the forehead, some on the chin, and I'm just gonna rub it in. I've decided I'm going to do my natural makeup on this side. I'm going to do my dramatic look on this side. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the foundations, and for the everyday look I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty powder, and for my more dramatic I'm going to, if I can find it, I'm going to use my Morphe Liquid Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation. Make sure we do that. But first, before we put our foundations on, I'm going to conceal and cover up the little impurities that I have on the skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this P. Louise base and I'm going to just cover up the impurities on my skin. I also will be mixing it a little bit with this NYX Cosmetics HD concealer. I'm just going to take a swatch of that, put that right there. Then I'm going to be taking my Morphe R42 brush. Looks like this. Sorry, it's the only way that it's clear. And I'm just going to mix it together, just get a nice color. Something that's a little bit lighter, but not too light. Then I'm going to go into my mirror and I'm going to just spot correct it on this side. I'm doing this on the more dramatic side just so you see what it looks like. And I'll cover this one up here. And then I'm going to go in on my chin. And I'm just going to get the little ones like on the side over here. Not too much, but just enough because it's more, we're going for a more natural look on this side. So, yeah. So, after I cover up the spots, I'm going to let it dry for a couple minutes. Just let it sit, let it absorb, so that when we put the foundation on this side, you're not going to see anything. Alrighty, so of letting this sit for about 2 to 3 minutes, now I'm going to go in with my handy dandy beauty blender, and I'm going to do it on the more natural side, but I'm going to spritz. Goodness gracious.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Sorry. I'm gonna spritz that on there and I'm just gonna dab right here because I just want that to blend in so we get a more natural look. So you can't see it under the powder. And the forehead. And this side I'm going to leave it because I'm going to cover it up with foundation. So I'm going to take my foundation, my liquid foundation, and I'm going to do it on this side of my face. So I'm just going to take it and just yeah. And you don't need a lot starting out because you can always just use more. Never good to just use a lot. So first I'm going to go in on the chin area. Now that we have applied our foundation, we're going to go in with our eyebrow pencil, and I'm using the Morphe eyebrow pencil in the shade of Java, and I'm just going to just shape the eyebrows. Since this is the dramatic side, I'm going to do a more thinner look, so I'm just starting at the base, the corner right there, and I'm just going to just drag that on to the end. And then I'm going to go up. After I've shaded it to the darkness that I want it, I'm going to take the opposite side, which is going to be a spoolie, and I'm just going to start brushing up, just blending that together, just kind of move that through the hair so that the color just gets in there. Just, yeah. And I'm gonna do it again, the front. Alrighty. Next I'm going to move to the other side for the everyday look. And before I start this one, I'm just going to brush up the brows. And this one I'm going to use a little bit less. So just going to start by getting that front end and this. Alrighty. So then after that you can just go in and make the adjustments. I'm just going to continue to brush. So now that we have our eyebrows done, I'm going to go in with concealer and conceal my eyebrows. And for the dramatic side, I will be using the P. Louise base as well. Just gonna put a little bit on that. And then I will also be using the NYX just to deepen that shade just a tad. And I'll be going in with my angled brush, and I'm just going to swirl them together just to get a little consistency, and it should make that color. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to just outline just to make it a little more accentuated. I'm just going to go in like that. Then I'm going to go on the top, and I like to start in the middle. And I just like to just trace an outline. I just like to bring it out. And I'll go on the front and just cut that part out. Just bring it up. so it's gonna look like this. Don't worry, I know it looks a hot mess. We're gonna go in and fix that. But first, before we fix that, I'm gonna use the NYX Cosmetics, and I'm going to use it on this side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my angled brush. Sorry, let me clean it really fast. I'm going to take the angled brush and I'm just going to dip it just a little bit. Don't need a lot. And just do, I'm going to do the bottom one, not the top, just the bottom of this one. Sorry. I'm just going to angle that like that. Let's take this blue and brush it up and down. So I'm just doing the bottom part of cleaning that up, and then I did both on this side. So then I'm going to take my Beauty Blender again. I'm going to spray it, squeeze it. Ooh, now I'm throwing stuff. And then I'm going to just go in and I'm just going to just pat that in just like that. And then I'm going to go on the other side. And done. After we get finished with that, now I'm going to prime my eyelids. I'm going to use the P. Louise base on the dramatic side, and I'm just going to use this eyelid primer on the other side just so the color stays. And so just going to take a little, just going to take a little bit of that. And I'm just going to take the same brush that I used to do the spot correcting. I'm going to use to prime the eyelids. So I'm just going to tap that in there. And there's the first one. And then I'm going to go with my Beauty Blender and I'm just going to even it out. And then I'm also going to do a second coat just to make sure all that primer is on there for sure. Yeah. Alright. And then on this side, I'm going to be using the P. Louise base. Just put a little bit right there. And instead of using the brush, I'm going to just take this sponge, dab it like that, and I'm just going to just go in and just start. Just like that. But just make sure you get your entire eye. Then I'm going to go in with the second coat. Now we're going to move on to eyeliner, and I'm going to start on the everyday side, and we're just going to do something simple, just a little wing, nothing fancy. So I have a mirror right here just to help guide me. Yeah. And then I'm just going to press along my eyelash line just to add a little something. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Just a little flick of the wing. And then I'm going to add some color to that side so that we can do the dramatic side later. But for the colors, today we are going to be using Morphe's Jaclyn Hill palette. She's a new addition to my collection of palettes. She is very, very gorgeous. Just look at those colors. I know, right? It's lovely. Alrighty. So I'm just going to use a fluffy brush. I'm going to use this one right here. And I'm just going to pick a simple shade like one of the browns. I'm going to do Comfort Zone. So I'm just going to just tap that in here. I'm just going to lightly just start shading a little bit. And then I'm going to take one of the lighter shades. I'm going to choose this one right here. It's called Perfectionist. I'm just going to dab my brush in there, and I'm going to use it more on the inner corner of my eye just to lighten it up just a little bit like that. Now I gotta go back with Comfort Zone and get the outer part again. Alrighty, and then after I do that, I'm gonna add just a little bit of sparkle just to make it, you know, little twist on my everyday. No, this is my everyday. I like sparkles. Sparkles is what I live for. And I'm gonna take, ooh, can't even talk. I'm gonna take the shade right here. It's called GRWM. I don't know if it stands for anything, but I'm gonna use that shade, and I'm just gonna apply it to the inner corner right here. Just to make it pop a little bit, you know. I'm just gonna just take that shade and I'm gonna just take it down a little bit. But just wanna focus on the inner part of the eye just to make it pop. And yeah, that's the look for the natural side. And now we're gonna do the dramatic side. It was requested to me by my friend Araya that I should do a purple and gold. So I will be doing a purple and gold. And I also will be using same colors from the Jaclyn Hill palette, but I also will add a little bit from the 24 Artist Pass palette by Sweetie. And don't go looking for this palette because they don't sell it anymore. At least that I'm aware of. So yeah, I'm going to go in with my smudger brush, which is, I lost my brush. Dang. It's right in front of my face. Ready. So I'm going to go in with my smudger brush. It is the Morphe M508 brush. Looks like this. It's really thin. And it's narrow on one side. And back in with the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to be using the color Not My Journey. I'm just going to tap my brush in there. And using the mirror in front of me, I'm just going to basically just draw a line over here. I'm going to bring this out and about. Alrighty, and then I'm also going to take the color The Good Place, and I'm going to add it just on top just to give it a little bit more definition. Just take that and just right on top of it, just alrighty. So we did that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a cut crease and we're going to add gold. So for the cut crease, I'm going to go back in with my P. Louise. Kid you not, this stuff is a lifesaver when it comes to makeup. And yep. Just gonna add a little bit of that. And for me, I'm going to go in with my tapered end brush, and I'm just going to lightly tap it because you don't want a lot. And you just want to go back and forth till you get just enough. You don't want excess because it's going to mess up the effect and you're going to have too much. You're going to have to start over again. But I'm just going to take it and I'm literally just going to just go and sharpen where it needs to be sharpened. And then after you do that, you just go back and blend it in. And then just make sure you get this corner part right here, because when you do anything else with shadows, or it's gonna mess up and it's not gonna look as vibrant as the rest of it. So don't forget. Get that corner. And bam! We did that. Alrighty. So next we're going to go in with the gold. And first, before we go in with gold, I'm going to use a yellow. I'm going to use a yellow in the shade No Joke right here. And I'm just going to, just a little bit, not a lot, but just kind of just tap that in the inner corner of my eye. Just to lay a foundation for the golds that we are going to use and make them a little bit more pigmented. We're going to put this palette to the side and we're going to use our Morphe 2480 palette, and I'm going to use the color Front Row right here, and I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to start packing on the gold right there. See how vibrant it looks? See it, see it. And then you can just get some more and just pack that on there. Alrighty, and just add a little bit more sparkle. Since this is a dramatic look, I will be taking the shade Invite Only. Looks like this, the very bottom. And I'm just going to take a little bit with this brush again, and I'm just going to tap it in the corner. Just in the corner, because it already is sparkly and we're not trying to overtake it. Alrighty, so we're done with the shadows. We're not done with the shadows. We're gonna go in with another color. Sorry guys, my camera died and I had to go import my pictures. But we're going to go in with the shade Therapy-Sage. And as you can already see, I started blending. But you're just going to tap, tap. And you're just going to just slowly just add that to the mix. Alrighty, so after you do that, I'm going to go back in with my smudger brush, and I'm going to go back in with the shade Not My Journey, and I'm going to tap that in there, and I'm just going to create a wing with the shadow. So I'm just going to take it in the corner and just go up like that. I'm going to go back and just make sure that that line is really, really dark. And then I'm going to go over the entire thing just to fold in that. Alrighty, so after that, I'm going to get a Q-tip, take take this one right here, and I'm gonna take this micellar water from Garnier, and I'm just gonna take a little bit, and I'm just gonna clean up the edges right here just to accentuate that line, that wing. Just there we go. And then take the dry side and just go back and just clean it up, yeah. So off camera, what I did was I did my lower lash line, and I just added some of the gold that I did on top, and then I extended it to like the end. Very faintly you can see it, but it's just like a little thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep my lashes for falsies, and to do that I'm going to use my Milk mascara. Looks like this, using the big one, and I'm just going to just gently brush up my lashes. Just need a little bit, not a lot, because you're going to put falsies on, and then I'll comb it down and back up again. And I'm going to do the same for my left eye. Just going to comb it up and wiggle it through so that all the formula and product gets on your lashes. Then I'm going to comb it down and back up again. Alright. So while those are drying, I'm going to go ahead and do my bottom lashes. For this one, I'm just going to do just a little bit. Don't need a lot. Something like that. And on the other side, I'm going to apply a generous amount. I'm just going to sit there and wiggle. It might take a while, but that's the effect that we're going for. Alrighty, since now we have that done, now I'm going to be applying my false eyelashes. So for the first lash, for the natural side, I'm going to be using a pair of my Kiss lashes in the Style Tool. And for this one, I'm going to take my black Kiss adhesive glue, and I'm just going to, not a lot, just a fair amount, and you're just going to just swipe it on there. And a tip for you guys is that when you are applying your false eyelashes, make sure that you get the corners, because the corners have a tendency to lift the most. So just gonna go around the whole thing, and then after you fully coat your thing, you're just gonna go again, and you're gonna just make sure that you get the corners. Just coat that. Then you're gonna grab your tweezers. I'm gonna grab my flat tweezers, and I'm just going to blow on them gently. And then after, you're going to grab the lashes towards the middle, but not on the adhesive strip. You're going to leave that little space just so that you're able to put the eyelashes on. And then you're going to close the eye. If you want, since I had a problem, I'm going to just go and I'm just going to hit that inner corner. And I'm just going to do the inner corner. If you want to, you can also do the outer corner. Just so that when you put the lash on, it stays for good. Take it in the center, and you're just going to gently place it on and adjust it to where you like it the best. And I'm going to fold it up and press it down on the lash band. And yeah, that's going to be the natural lash, the everyday. Now, for this side, for the dramatic lash, I'm going to be using a pair of Morphe's eyelashes in the style Sophisticated. And for this one, instead of just applying it beforehand in the corners, I'm going to apply it on my whole lash line. So I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to drag it across. And I'm only doing this because this is a heavier eyelash. Saturate that in there. And then I'm gonna go and use this. I'm gonna take it and blow. Then I'm gonna take it. Okay. And yeah, there's the dramatic lash. So next I'm gonna go in with my highlighter on my more dramatic side, and also from Morphe in the shade Extra, because you know I am extra. So I'm gonna take my brush and I'm going to just swipe on the cheekbones. Just gonna make sure I fully get that. Get that right there. Take it up to your forehead, swipe on the cheek and up. One more time, because we're going for a dramatic look. And just to further deepen that glow, I want to be extra shiny, I'm going to go in with my Sephora eyeshadow. And I'm just going to just pat, pat, pat right there. Just to get that, yeah, you can see that highlight now. Boom. Hey now. Ooh. Okay, let me stop. But yeah, so I'm just gonna, and then I'm just gonna bring it a little bit up here just to get a little bit more shine. And then I'm also gonna go around the jawline right here. And there you go. And now off camera, I'm just gonna add a couple more details to the dramatic side, and I'll show you the final look. So yeah, did that. So this is going to be the complete look for the everyday. Go to the side of the face so you can see. And the dramatic.
What was that?
Yeah, she's feisty one. But yeah. So this will be concluding the video today. And if you look forward to seeing me doing more content, different looks, you know, you can always comment down below on what you want to see, different colors, different styles. So this is gonna be the end of the video, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.